the Complete Human Gymnasium. What are you actually developing? So far, we have talked about how the community of practice works. You learn one technique, you practice, you return to the community, you receive guidance, then you continue. It sounds simple, and it is meant to be simple, but underneath this simple experience is a much larger system. Because the goal is not simply to teach you a collection of exercises, the goal is to help you develop a complete set of human competencies, the complete human being. Think about a normal gym. You might train your legs, your back, your arms, your heart, your flexibility. You don't expect one exercise to develop everything. Human development is similar. You have many different capacities. You can be very intelligent and have poor attention. You can be physically strong and have poor emotional awareness. You can be creative, but have difficulty finishing things. You can be excellent at working alone, but struggle to collaborate. You can have many ideas, but no direction. You can have a strong purpose, but no rhythm. You can be highly productive while becoming disconnected from yourself. So we don't want to develop only one part of you. We want to train the whole system. The 12 primordial elements. One of the main structures of the human gym is based on 12 primordial elements. Each element represents a different pattern of human development. Each one can be understood through a pattern found in nature, a human competency, practical exercises, ways of thinking, ways of perceiving, ways of acting, and eventually ways of creating value. You don't have to memorize the 12. You don't have to study them before beginning. You encounter them through practice. Let's look at the 12. 1. Presence and alignment. The first pattern is presence and alignment. Its human competency is grounded presence. Can you return to yourself when things become chaotic? Can you remain centered without pretending to be calm? Can you notice what is happening inside your body before reacting? We use the image of the still point. Think about the root of a tree. The branches can move, the wind can change, the weather can change, but the tree remains connected to its center. The practice is learning to find that center within yourself. 2. Pattern and complexity. The second pattern is pattern and complexity. Its human competency is rapid clarity. Can you look at a complicated situation and find the important pattern? Can you separate signal from noise? Can you see relationships between things that appear unrelated? We use the pattern of self-similarity. A fern repeats a similar structure at different scales. Nature often creates complexity from simple rules. We practice learning to see those patterns. 3. Union and co-creation. The third pattern is union and co-creation. Its human competency is generative collaboration. Can you create something with another person that neither of you could create alone? This is represented by the double spiral. Two different currents can become one stronger structure without becoming identical. The practice is not simply working together. It is learning how to create with another person. 4. Wealth and freedom. The fourth pattern is wealth and freedom. Its human competency is holistic resourcing. Can you build enough reserve to have choices? Can you manage your energy, attention, time, relationships, and resources? We use the pattern of storage and flow. A river system doesn't only move water, it also stores and distributes it. Human freedom also depends on how we manage what we have. 5. Growth and network. The fifth pattern is growth and network. Its human competency is collective coherence. Can you contribute to a network without losing yourself? Can you help a group become stronger? Can you build relationships that create value over time? We use the image of the living web. A forest is not simply a collection of individual trees. Trees, fungi, soil, microorganisms, and other organisms exchange resources and signals. Human communities can also become living networks. 6. Design and rhythm. The sixth pattern is design and rhythm. Its human competency is structural foresight. Can you build something that continues to work as it becomes larger? Can you recognize the importance of timing? Can you create structure without creating unnecessary complexity? We use the honeycomb. It is strong, efficient, repeated, structured. The lesson is simple. Good structure creates freedom. 7. Heart and integrity. The seventh pattern is heart and integrity. Its human competency is authentic consistency. Do your values and your actions agree? Can people trust what you say because they can see it in what you do? We use the pattern of the coherent field. One stable source can influence everything around it. Integrity works in a similar way. When your words, values, and actions move together, people can feel it. 8. Emotion and perception. The 8th pattern is emotion and perception. Its human competency is signal accuracy. Can you understand what is actually happening before reacting? Can you distinguish what you perceive from the story you create about it? We use wave interference. Two waves can reinforce each other. They can also cancel each other. Our emotions and perceptions can work in similar ways. Learning to read the signal before reacting is a powerful human skill. 9. Creativity and transformation. The 9th pattern is creativity and transformation. Its human competency is applied reinvention. Can you create a new possibility when the old solution no longer works? We use metamorphosis. A caterpillar doesn't simply become a better caterpillar, it becomes something fundamentally different. Sometimes improvement requires more than optimization. Sometimes we need to transform the way we see the problem. 10. Purpose and direction. The 10th pattern is purpose and direction. Its human competency is magnetic direction. Can you move towards something before you know exactly how you will get there? Can you give people a reason to move with you? We use long-range orientation. A flock can move together even though no single bird sees the entire future. Purpose gives direction before all the answers are available. 11. Dimension and perspective. The 11th pattern is dimension and perspective. Its human competency is multi-frame judgment. Can you see a situation from several perspectives? Can you hold different viewpoints without immediately deciding that one must destroy the others? We use the metaphor of the hologram. A small piece can still contain information about the whole. Different perspectives can reveal different parts of the same reality. 12. Coherence and integration. The 12th pattern is coherence and integration. Its human competency is whole system coherence. This is where the other 11 begin to work together. Presence, clarity, collaboration, resources, networks, structure, integrity, perception, creativity, purpose, perspective. The goal is not to make one of them dominate. The goal is to help them work together. We use the image of an old-growth forest. There is no single part controlling everything. The whole system continuously regulates itself. That is the idea of coherence. The 12 faculties. The primordial elements are only one way of looking at the system. We also work with the 12 human faculties. These represent different capacities of the complete human being. They help us ask, what exactly are we training? Not only what exercise are you doing, but what human capacity is this exercise developing? A single practice may involve your body, attention, perception, memory, emotions, creativity, or relationships at the same time. This is why the same simple exercise can become much deeper as your ability develops. The wisdom of 12 civilizations. We also draw from human experience across civilizations. Humanity has spent thousands of years exploring questions about how to live, how to learn, how to relate, how to develop discipline, how to understand nature, how to cultivate wisdom, how to work with the body, how to create meaning, how to live in community. We don't treat ancient traditions as museum pieces. We ask, what can we learn from them and practice today? The human gym brings different forms of human wisdom into a practical training environment, the primordial ikigai. We also use our own interpretation of ikigai. Many people know ikigai as the search for what you love, what you are good at, what the world needs, and what can create value. We take the idea further. A complete human life cannot depend on only one dimension. You need a balance between different capacities. Your physical life matters. Your relationships matter. Your creativity matters. Your ability to contribute matters. Your ability to learn matters. Your inner life matters. Your resources matter. Your purpose matters. Our version of Ikigai is about developing a balanced ecology of human capacities, not simply finding one thing you are good at, becoming a more complete person, the 1% principle. There is another principle running through the entire system: continuous improvement. We don't ask, can you become perfect? We ask, what can become 1% better? Maybe your attention improves by 1%. Maybe your balance. Maybe your breathing. Maybe your ability to listen. Maybe your ability to recover from stress. Maybe your creativity. Maybe your ability to communicate. Small improvements are easier to practice. And when they accumulate, they can become significant. the 80% signal. Modern life produces enormous amounts of noise, information, notifications, messages, opinions, entertainment, algorithms, advertising, artificial intelligence. The human gym teaches you to look for the signal. We use a simple principle: 80% signal, 20% noise. It is not a mathematical rule, it is a reminder. When you practice, ask, what is important right now? What deserves my attention? What is useful? What can I ignore? What am I actually experiencing? This develops a very important modern competency: directed attention. Learning by doing. The human gym is not designed around sitting and listening for hours. We learn through action. You hear something, you try it, you notice, you make a mistake, you try again, you receive feedback, you improve. This is the old principle of learning through apprenticeship. At the beginning, you imitate, you follow the teacher. You learn the basic method, you repeat it, then you understand why it works, then you start adapting it. Eventually, you can improvise, and perhaps one day you can create something new. Imitate, understand, improvise, create. The body is not an extra sari. This is especially important. We are not trying to develop only your mind. Your body is part of your intelligence. Your posture affects your attention. Your breathing affects your state. Movement affects your perception. Balance affects your awareness. Sensory experience gives you information. Physical practice teaches you things that explanation alone cannot teach. That is why many human gym practices are deliberately somatic. You don't only think about the competency, you experience it, from information to embodied knowledge. Imagine someone explaining balance to you. You can understand the concept, but understanding balance intellectually is not the same as balancing. The same is true for many human capacities. You can understand presence, but can you remain present? You can understand creativity, but can you create under pressure? You can understand communication, but can you listen when you disagree? You can understand coherence, but can you maintain it when life becomes chaotic? This is why practice matters. Knowledge becomes powerful when you can use it. From competency to human asset. Now we arrive at one of the most important ideas in the entire human gym. A competency can become an asset. If you cultivate a capability, it can create value. Your ability to communicate can become valuable. Your ability to lead can become valuable. Your creativity can become valuable. Your ability to see patterns can become valuable. Your capacity to collaborate can become valuable. Your ability to stay coherent under pressure can become valuable. Your experience can become valuable. Your judgment can become valuable. Your ability to learn can become valuable. These are not simply abstract qualities. They can influence your work, your relationships, your leadership, and your contribution. This is what we mean by human assets. The new human economy. We believe the economy is entering a period in which human capabilities will become increasingly important. Artificial intelligence can generate information extremely quickly. It can automate many tasks. It can analyze enormous amounts of data. It can produce increasingly sophisticated outputs. So the question changes. Instead of asking, how can I compete with the machine? We can ask, what kind of human do I want to become in a world where machines are increasingly capable? This changes the purpose of education. It changes the purpose of training. It changes the meaning of personal development. And it creates a new opportunity, cultivating human capabilities deliberately. The complete human gym is not about becoming superhuman. You don't need to become extraordinary at everything. You don't need to master every competency. You don't need to become perfect. The goal is balance. A person with 10 extraordinary skills and no ability to regulate their life may still struggle. A person with enormous intelligence but no capacity to collaborate may struggle. A person with great creativity but no rhythm may struggle. A person with strong physical ability but no direction may struggle. The Complete Human Gymnasium is about developing a balanced foundation. Enough capability across many dimensions to become more complete. The foundation comes first. This is why Quicksilver matters. Before you try to specialize, lead others, facilitate practices, or enter an advanced journey, you need a foundation. You need to learn how to practice. You need to develop basic competencies. You need to understand your own learning process. You need to develop a repertoire of techniques, and you need to learn how those techniques connect. That is the foundation. Then you can specialize. then you can accelerate, then you can go deeper. You don't have to learn all of this at once. This is perhaps the most important thing to remember from this section. You have just heard about 12 primordial elements, 12 human faculties, 12 civilizations, primordial ikigai, kaizen, 1% improvement, 80% signal, learning by doing, somatic development, human assets, the new human economy. It sounds like a lot, but you don't have to study all of it. You only need to begin. One practice, one day, one small improvement, one return to the community, and then another. The architecture is large, your next step is small. The journey in one sentence. If you remember only one thing from this section, remember this. We take a large vision of human development and turn it into small practices that you can actually do. That is the magic of the human gym. The theory can be deep. The architecture can be complex. The traditions can be ancient. The technology can be sophisticated. But your next practice should remain simple. One technique, one practice, one small improvement. One step toward becoming more capable. And then we do it again. Because the goal is not simply to know more about being human. The goal is to become better at being human. From learning about it to experiencing it. You have now seen that there is a much larger architecture behind these practices. The 12 primordial elements, the 12 faculties, the wisdom of the 12 civilizations, the frameworks, the patterns, the applications, the practices. But you don't need to understand everything before you begin. In fact, that would miss the point. This is learning by doing. You experience the practice, you repeat it, you begin to understand it. Then you discover how it connects with something else, and gradually, a larger system begins to emerge. That's how you build the Quicksilver Foundation. Not by collecting information, by developing capability. If you want to experience the system yourself, your first step is the €100 registration, including your orientation workshop and first access to the survival kit. Then €50 per month keeps you connected to the community of practice and its ongoing rhythm. You don't have to understand the whole map. Come and take the first step. Experience one practice and discover where it leads. Join the Complete Human Gymnasium. Stay human.